Hello everyone, this is Troubleshooting, and welcome to episode 11 of Troubleshooting's Let's Play series, where oh boy, I don't want to do that. Still had that thing on 7x7 mode, that was almost dangerous. Let's move you guys over a little bit. I'm going to borrow you to do that. So I want a new metallurgic infuser here. And then we can put the enrichment chamber back, I guess, there, and the crusher there. That should be fine. You, metallurgic infuser, are going to play an important role for me. But first, enrichment chamber. Are you set to any side configs? I don't think it matters because it's auto-eject off. But I'm throwing a few diamonds into my enrichment chamber today for Mekanism to make a new kind of metallurgic infuser. We've so far been metallurgically infusing carbon and redstone, and for the first time ever, I think, biomass. And today we're going to be metallurgically infusing diamond. This is the point where you absolutely want to use the enrichment chamber. Because diamonds are rare. Like, you don't want to waste diamonds. And you get 8 times the processing power by simply throwing your diamond into an enrichment chamber and spending a little bit of RF, which we pretty much have an infinite amount of right now. I mean, infinite's a stretch. We have a lot, but we don't have an infinite amount. We have a good amount. So with that said, we want to be a little bit smart about it, right? Did I ever make a battery? I don't think I did. I never really did figure out like a good battery to use. I should look into Mekanism's batteries. But anyway, diamond enrichment, boom, 320 millibuckets of diamond enriching power. Because what I want to do today is continue down the path that we started last episode towards the end, which is making our way towards a monster ball. I want to see how this works because it sounds cool. And I want to try it out. So let's do it. So last episode, we went out and collected some coral blocks, and we learned that ideally, we should have been using Silk Touch. And I mean, I just don't have a Silk Touch thing available at the moment. Could I get one? Absolutely. But I thought it would be funner to check out this Mekanism approach to rehydrating our coral blocks that we got. Now, the other thing we're going to need to do is get snow today, which I'll probably go the Botania route because I think that's the easiest way. And it doesn't require a lot of investment in Botania. But getting started in Botania would be cool. It also might lead me to getting a sash. So, what was I saying? Oh, right. Sash. That would be kind of cool. I do want some better movement speed options, and there's a few paths we can take to getting some faster running speeds. And a Botania sash, I think, is like the quickest and easiest way. So, in order to get the chemical injection chamber, which is what we need to make our coral rehydrated and de-deadified, we're going to need water vapor, which we can get with a rotary condensator. And some water, which we'll get to. We'll get to that, right? But we also need this stuff, right? So we need a reinforced alloy, which is infused alloy, which is iron, right? And then we need elite control circuits, which is advanced control circuits, which is, cool. So we're going to want, a few of the things and the stuff. And I'm thinking maybe we want to factoryize these things. Are there upgrades from Mekanism? Are the upgrades in? I assume they are, right? Yes. Basic tier installer. This thing is cool beans. We should probably get a few of these. Basic control circuits are just osmium and the redstone bit. So let's get like a decent amount of this. Does that sound smart? I feel like that's smart. Let's get a decent amount of circuits so that we can have this to work with. And getting a basic, maybe even advanced tier. It's going to require a lot more RF. But it's going to make things a lot quicker, too. So upgrading tiers of machine and Mekanism will greatly increase the speed at which things operate, and I will show you how right about now. So the basic tier installer, which is made like so, and I want to grab a few more pieces of wood. Speaking of wood, there's some automation I'd like to get into sooner than later. So let's say I wanted this guy to run faster. I can install the basic tier installer by shift right clicking, boom, and it upgrades this to a basic infusing factory. It has all the same recipes, but it has 3 inputs and 3 outputs, which means it can operate 3 items at a time. You can also auto-sort the items, which will automatically split the items along the top so that it runs all 3 operations at once. So now, anytime we like add osmium here, as you can see, right? I'll take the 26 osmium, boom, auto splits it. How cool is that? And it also has more room for redstone, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. So that'll get us a lot more basic control circuits a lot more quickly. So I might want to go make a few more of these basic tier factory dudes, right? Wouldn't be a terrible idea. And then we can boop, boop, and sure, the enrichment factory, right? And I like to turn auto sort on all these guys so that they are ready to roll. Cool. Now, the other thing you can do if you want is let's do like 32-ish of these. Now, the only trouble is that it's not easy. So I might turn auto sort off here. Oh, you know what it is? I know why. Hold on. Let's try that again. So I'm going to get like, you guys come out, you guys here, auto sort on. But I can do this, yes. So I can do that. If there's an item in the output slot that doesn't get crafted with the item that you're trying to put in, it won't let you click it in there. But as long as the output slot is empty, you're good, right? So like, as it sits right now, I could add iron to this guy, right? Not a problem. But I can't put iron here because this output is here. If I removed this item, then I could put iron in. Cool. The other thing is we can speed these up if we wanted to, but we're not quite power gen-y yet enough. Just note that this thing is using a lot more RF now to run, 60 RF a tick or forge energy per tick rather than 20, because it's running 3 operations at once. So keep in mind that you're going to be burning a lot more power with this approach, but we've got the lava dynamo thing going, and you know, at some point we'll probably get a power storage doohickey so that we can store battery power, and that would be good. So now with enough of that crafting in place, we should be able to come over here. So if I wanted the chemical injection, we're going to need 2 elite control circuits, which means we're going to need 2 of these, and then we're going to need 2 reinforced alloys, which is that. So I think we're going to need a handful of those. We're going to need 8-ish? 8-ish infused alloys? We're actually very close to having that. And infused alloys is this, you know, crafted into this, reinforced alloys. Cool. So that's easy peasy. So we should be pretty good there. Nice. Now, like I said, there are speed upgrades we can craft. Those will drastically increase the cost of RF. If you're going to make those, also add energy upgrades. We'll be doing those in the future. We're just not there yet, but soon, for sure. For sure. Okay, so now that we've got this bad boy, I should move a crafting table into that room to be fair, but yeah, you know, things and stuff. So this guy needs a purification chamber, which is going to need some of this, and an enrichment chamber, which is going to need some of that. So let's get some more things here. There we go. Okay, so the chemical injection chamber is actually quite the crafting chain, but we've got, I think, most of the stuff we're going to need. So you just need 2 of these. Oh, now we need more infused alloy. Haha. But don't worry, lots is coming because we tripled our operational speed a bit. Cool. Purification chamber, chemical injection chamber. Nice. Okay. Now let's go get ourselves some energy pipes. Hey. There you are. Chemical injection chamber. Boom. So that'll rehydrate our coral. But first we need some rotary condensators to turn water into steam, basically, of some form. So we need an energy tablet, and we're going to need a basic fluid tank, and we're going to need a basic gas tank, and that's all she wrote. Oh, that's easy. Not bad at all. And for the record, this guy obviously also requires RF energy, or forge energy, FE, RF, whatever. So let's do this. I'm going to turn everything off here, and I'll walk you guys through how side configs work, right? Because this is an important thing to know for Mekanism. It's going to seem complicated if this is your first time ever messing with it, but those of you who've seen this before, it's going to seem obvious to you, right? So I want to make sure that, again, that this series works for people who've never really played modded Minecraft before. So the side configuration of Mekanism machines is how you can tell Mekanism machines to automatically export whatever it's making into an adjacent machine or inventory. So if you want to automatically dump into a chest if it's items, or automatically dump into a tank if it's liquid, you can do that. So what we want to do is turn water vapor in the rotary condensator, or turn water into water vapor, right? Because what we're trying to get is coral, right? So we want some tube coral. Chemical injector needs steam or water vapor. Water vapor is made in a decondensating recipe, which means the arrow goes from right to left. water turns into water vapor. We can toggle this with this button. Now it's in decondensating mode as opposed to condensating mode. This will turn water into the water vapor that we want. So what we want to do is eject, I think water vapor is a gas. So we want to go to our gases tab here. And what we're going to do, we can shift click on these buttons. These buttons represent the sides. So this is the top, this is the bottom, this is the front, this is the back, this is the left, this is the right. So we want to eject on the right. So if we click this button once, it'll turn red, which means it's an input. So the right side of this block would input gases. It's not what we want. We want it to output. So we click again, turns to blue. The right side of this block is now output for gases. And it'll automatically output its gas to the right side of this block. Now this block over here, we want to go to our gases config. And since it can't eject gases, it can only accept them. All sides are set to red by default. You can just leave it that way, it doesn't hurt. Or if you want, you can shift click all these guys so that they're all gray, but then the left side is set to input. So now we've got this machine's gas is set to the right side output. This machine's gas is set to the left side input. Cool. And that should be pretty cool. You can also affect fluids, energy, items. You can turn on and off auto eject here. There's a bunch of ways to manipulate how things, and as we go throughout the series, you'll see me using that a lot. So now what we want is a bucket of water. And now how come every time I go to use a bucket, I don't have a bucket? Where'd all my buckets keep going? I don't even know. Now I never did get a new infinite water source, and that's okay. We can go do that now. Boop, boop. Nice and dark out. You'll notice that my feral flare lantern even lit up the area around my base a little bit, which is super helpful and cool. Where should we put an infinite water source? How's hero? I like that plan. Okay. So then what we're going to do, rotary condensator, click you. There you go. Boom. And he's rotary condensating. Nice. And you'll notice that we only have 1 millibucket of water vapor. The reason for that is all the water vapor is automatically exporting into the adjacent chemical injection chamber. Once this thing fills up its internal buffer, this guy will start filling up. Nice. Now we should be able to take our dead coral. So we'll grab, I don't know, some of the dead tube coral blocks, because I don't think it matters which coral we use. We pop it in here, and chemical injection, steam, or water vapor. This should be cool. Yeah, water vapor. Make it so. You shouldn't need any kind of signal or nothing. That should just be working. 200 millibuckets of water vapor, it says will work. And that's what we've got, 210 millibuckets of water vapor. Huh. That actually should be working right now. Redstone ignored. Do thing. Right? Try another one, maybe? Worst case, I could always, you know, go self-touch it. I was just trying to avoid having to do that. And this should be working, really. Really should. Huh. Interesting. Am I missing something here? Well, there's one thing we could do, just to see if it'll work. I have a plan. Let's try this out. Let's get a gas tank from Mekanism. Now, can I do this? I can. That'll fill up with water vapor. Then we'll put that... Is there a steam thing here? I thought steam... Steam is made from liquid steam in the decondensator or in a fission reactor. How do we get liquid steam? Yeah, see, this should be working. I was hoping that this would do, but yeah. This was another thing. Is there like a toggle or something I'm missing here? Ah, just check mechanisms. mod page, and it is a registered bug. But it looks like it's fixed in the next version, I believe. So that'll probably be fixed soonish, I would say. Yeah. So let's hold off on this, and let's shift gears. So this should be working. It's just literally a bug, which is not the end of the world. A couple ways we could work around that. Let's get into Botania then to get snow going. Is it not? Oh, it's becoming daytime. Nice. All right, so let's look into Botania to get snowballs, and then we'll be able to get this guy. Hopefully, what I might do is I'll either manually update the mod between versions just so I can record it, or I'll make sure it's in the next version of the Direwolf 20 pack, which I think is coming out very soon as of the recording of this video. All right, back in a second as I get ready to shift gears into Botania time, because Botania offers some really useful recipes and good things, so I think it would be smart to get going there and play with that just a little bit. Cool? So we'll be right back. So if you guys aren't familiar with Botania, you must be new here, because it's definitely one of my favorite mods. It's one we've played a lot with in the past, and it's totally one we're going to be playing with again throughout this series. It adds some really cool and powerful and interesting items. There's just a ton of fun stuff to play with in Botania. Personally, I think it's a great mod. It's been around forever. And as a result, I think some people are just kind of like, it's just been around forever, so we're kind of, tired of seeing it, Direwolf. Too bad. I like it. I'm not going to do a ton with it right now, but I do want to get to the point where I can make snowballs. Just because running around this whole world without any kind of speed boost doesn't sound fun. I've explored enough, and I'm not seeing anything that's going to be super useful to me by way of snow, so let's do the thing. Now, what we do need to do to get started, there's kind of two ways we can start in Botania. In World Gen, you're going to find, hello, Wandering Trader, some mystical flowers from Botania. I want to find a few just to demonstrate. There's some. Those purple ones back there are mystical flowers. Also those blue ones. I don't know what those yellow ones are. They might be. So these, mystical flowers from Botania. Hooray! You can also make a book about Botania with a book and a sapling, and that will show you all the things about Botania. Look at that. Pretty cool. Good stuff. And those are just regular vanilla dandelions. Look, they changed the texture. How am I supposed to know? This is like, it's hard for Dire to keep up with all these vanilla changes. But I think those green ones in the distance are Botania flowers. There's basically one Botania flower for every Minecraft color. So all 16 Minecraft colors on the spectrum, right? There's also tall variants, which are pretty neat. And if you don't feel like running around the world exploring for some flowers, there's ways to make these manually, which I'll show you in a moment, because this is generally how I get started in Botania. So another way to get this is with a fertilizer, floral fertilizer from Botania. It needs bone meal and basically any colored dye, which is fine. So let's get some bones. What's a good source of bone meal, out of curiosity? Did we figure something out here? So pulverizer will get you 4. Really? No crusher recipe there either. No mechanism recipe for bone meal. Okay, that's interesting. I could have sworn there was one. But let's throw pulverizer, bone, make that happen, and that'll give me a stack of fertilizer. And that should be more than enough, yeah? Do we have a little bit of bone meal? Oh, we have literally 1. So yeah, we should probably wait for a few more of these. Now, I think you used to be able to make this with actual flowers. You know what it might be? Let's get some lime petals and some magenta petals, because we don't need those right now. But there's this dude that I think might do a thing. Let's do this, let's do that, and let's do this. And this will turn any petal into dye. Cool. So this can probably be used to do the thing. Yes? Boom. Yes, it can. Nice. Alright, cool. And then a few more bits of bone meal. We'll be good to go. And I'm going to show you guys how to make sure to kind of optimize this stuff as best you can. So it's raining and it's nightimey, so I should be able to sleep through the rain now. I've been trying to sleep through it for the last few minutes, and you know, it's all you can't sleep during the day. I know I can't sleep during the day. So right-click the floral fertilizer on grass, boom, and it'll generate a few of random colored flowers. Your goal here is basically to get one of each if you can. So we didn't get the exact one we're looking for, which is a little bit of a bummer, but having one of each is going to be a useful thing for us. So let's get a few more bits of fertilizer. How'd we do overall? Not great, not terrible. Let's get a Botania chest going on, just so we have a little bit of Botania-y storage. Right? I might even iron chest it up. There you are. Cool. And I'll stick this outside for the time being, right? So let's put all the flowers in here that we are going to want. And let's get a little bit more dye. What's like a nice and easy source of dye? Probably just lapis. Because we have a lot of that right now. So I could turn that into blue dye. There it is. Inventory desyncs are so fun. So that there, and that'll give me a little bit more floral fertilizer, and we'll see how that works out. So just clicking like that will get you a bunch of flowers, and we got the ones we're after, which is cool. So then the next trick to show you guys is that you can kind of dupe your flowers. For that, we're going to need shears, though. So, shears, where are you? Gotta be around here somewhere, right, shears? Should probably have shears somewhere. Oh, my inventory's nice and full, though. Alright, that's better. Shears. I know I've got them. I know I've got them. There they are. I know I'd find them eventually. So here's the trick. You ready? So let's say you want a bunch of white petals, which is exactly what we want. Okay? You turn them into mystical white petals, right? And it's 2-to-1. And then you can plant them in the ground and then bone meal them and then use shears to get the tall version. That's the only way you can pick up the tall version, by the way. And those do 4-to-1 mystical white petals. So, yes, that is how you replicate a lot of these dudes, right? And we're going to need more bone meal, but that should be fine because we've got that in here. So that's the trick to making a lot. So that's why you basically want to... So the trick, the plan here basically is as follows. Get yourself one of each color, flower, then use the bone mealy trick to get lots of each color that you need. So that's all that, that's that, that's that. So that should be pretty close. I believe that's pretty good. Nice. And now we've got 52 mystical white petals. Nice. See? Very quickly, you can get large amounts of petals. You just need to get the first of each color. So it looks like we're pretty good there. If we're missing any, we'll figure it out later. I'm not that concerned about it, because really what we wanted was the white one. So let's get into Botania. Just get her started a little bit. What I'm going to do is get my buckets back. I had to put them away for a minute while I had inventory issues, which is not uncommon for me. Put away our shears, and we'll also put away our bone meal. Let's make a petal apothecary. That sound like a plan? It does to me. So we're going to want a couple cobblestone slabs, and any petal color at all, doesn't matter. I'll use white because that's the one we have the most of, right? And then there's your petal apothecary. Nice. I'm also going to set up an infinite water source outside. And this is where... Boom. There's your petal apothecary. So this is where all our magic's going to happen. So petal apothecary, there's a bunch of flowers that you can make in Botania. And to make them, you basically add some combination of petals and sometimes other items to the petal apothecary, drop in seeds, and that'll finalize the craft. So we can see all the different flowers that are available. So there's like a basics chapter that talks you through stuff, how the petal apothecary works. It'll tell you how all this stuff works by just going through it, right? But the first thing we want to make is the pure daisy, which is what's going to turn water into snow for us. It's also how you get into Botania by way of living wood and living rock, which are like the core crafting components of the mod. To make it, you have to drop 4 white petals into a petal apothecary and then drop seeds on top of it. So that's why we were after our white petals. I usually make 2 of these. So one, you can just drop them with Q. Boom. And you can see on the tooltip, it's telling you, yeah, that's good. That's going to make that dude. So then just drop some seeds in there. It'll consume the water and give you the pure daisy. Nice. Pretty cool. So if you want, you can also right-click with an empty hand, and whatever the last recipe you made is will automatically be inserted. So it automatically put 4 petals in there, and then boom, and now you've got 2 pure daisies, which is generally how I start things. Generally speaking, that's how I start things. Cool. So let's go over to this dude and get ourselves some dirt. I'm just going to convert all this area here into some grass for us. Now the trick with the with the pure daisy is it takes exactly 60 seconds to do its operation. So that's a thing to remember. So if you want living rock, you put stone around it. If you want living wood, you put wood around it. Now what we want right now is snow. So we're going to put buckets of water around it. But I'm also going to put a little bit of wood and stone just to kind of get started in Botania, because it would be cool to get the ball rolling there. So let's do... How do we want to do this? Because there's a couple ways we could do it. Let's do like stone, 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 stone. And then we'll do like wood, 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 wood. And then I'm just going to put cobblestone on the outer edges here so we don't wind up making a mess. Actually, yeah, you're going to be a nuisance, aren't you? Yeah, I think we don't want to do that, actually. Well, we'll let that go. But realistically, what we're going to want, we don't want it on the sides. We want it in the corners because this guy will get washed away by the water. So if you want to turn water into snow, you're going to want water in the corners, which is going to be an important thing. So let's do... Okay, and then we'll be prepared for water in the corners, like so. That sound cool? Yeah, I like that plan. Okay, that should be good. So in 60 seconds from the moment you place down the stone, it's going to be converted, like so. Cool? And so stone turns into living stone, wood turns into living wood, and these are some of like the most basic items in Botania that you'll use for crafting, among other things in the future. So now let's do the water thing, where we're going to get some buckets of water going. Nope, not you. So you're going to go here, here, here. And we'll see how big of a problem it is that I place 2 sources next to each other. May not be great, but we'll find out. Cool. All right, so those guys should all turn into snow. Should be the basic gist of what's... we'll see what happens. In about a minute, we should see snow happening. And that'll get us the snow that we need for the mob catching thing. Among other things, I'm sure. There's going to be a lot of things that we need snow for. Now, how am I going to handle coral? I just checked Mekanism and found out that that version 19, I think it is, that fixes this, is not out yet. So, 2 things. I could either just cheat it in because we know it's a bug, which I think would probably be fine to do, right? That's probably what I'll wind up doing, is I'll just cheat it in because we know it's a bug. Like, it's meant to work, it's a bug. Alternate option is I could go get Silk Touch and go mine the coral manually, but because, like, generally speaking, if I know something's a bug, I don't mind, you know, cheating the solution in because, you know, it's a bug, right? We know it's a bug, so it's okay to go and just cheat the items in. and it'll be fixed in the next version of Mechanism. So let's do that. Let's take this dead brain coral block, and I want to void all this. So is there a void button? Dumping. Goodbye, voided. Haha, nice. And it's just water, so I didn't actually math out how much is what. But if we went and got brain coral block, and what we'll do is we will open to LAN, allow cheats on, and we will get this, and I'll make sure to get 27, and then we will cheat away the 27, so they're voided now, and then boom, there's your resolved issue. Again, it's just Mechanism has a bug, and we're working around the bug. It's not super cheating, it's just working around the bug. I should really do something about my experience, shouldn't I? Should I be storing it, you think? I feel like I should. I feel like I should be storing it, but at the same time, it's also a nuisance to remove the experience. I gotta find a better solution is what I gotta find. I gotta find a better solution to that. Because, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's just drain it all. Because I don't want to die and lose all my experience. That would be much worse than the hassle of using sugarcane and sugar to get the experience back out. Alright, experience gone. Hooray! Because we're going to go outside and deal with mobs in a minute. So that should be pretty close. So now if I wanted to make the monster ball, it's going to be snowball. We're going to need cyan dye and iron ingots, right? Cyan dye and iron ingots. And cyan is blue-green, right? So we're going to need some cactus, and we're going to need some blue. Cool. And that'll be your cyan dye. And now we've got monster balls. Boom. I don't know how these work. I'm assuming they're one-time use, but let's find out. Let's go find a monster and catch them. Because now, clearly what I'm doing here is I want to do this with my villager, but we'll see. Hello, creeper. Throw. Throw. Hey, I got him. Neat. Monster capsule. Minecraft creeper. Now, when I release him, which I assume I do with a right-click, it voided the item, right? So that's an important thing to take note of. These are one-time use. They're not mob imprisonment tools like you would get from Industrial Foregoing, which we'll probably wind up getting at some point. But this will, as a temporary solution, get me going. Cool. So that's a good way to get started messing with mob capturing. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That's cool. All right. So that means I can now consider going over the village and capturing that villager. Yeah? Alright, so that's a quick expansion of Mechanism. That's a quick introduction to Botania, and we've now got our monster ball. So I think what I'm going to do is head towards my village, see if I can move that villager without affecting his trade, which I think I can, right? If I were to... How does it work? Do I need to keep the thing where it is, the whatchamacallit, the lectern, or can I move the villager and bring the lectern with him? I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not 100% sure. Like, if the villager's far away from the lectern, does he lose his crafting immediately? Does he... What's the deal? I don't know. We'll find out. Hello, villager with a semi-decent trade. Not the one I was really after, but I mean, sharpness 5 is pretty cool. I really want sharpness 5, and I don't want him to lose that. Is there like a sneaky, super cool way to get lots of emeralds really fast? Because 64 emeralds is a lot of emeralds. 64 emeralds is a real lot of emeralds. And we are very much at the wrapping up point. And I don't want to risk losing sharpness 5. I want to at least trade it once, and then try moving him. Are you the type of person that would trade? You would trade tomatoes or barley for emeralds, but that's a lot. What are the trades we got going on over here? Oh, you're a little kid, so you're not going to trade nothing. What do you got, buddy? Potatoes and eggplants. Yeah. I bet I could do some, like, you know, trade upgradey bits with them dudes. Is this like an entire farming village? Goodness gracious. You'll take wheat, huh? Well, there's a bunch of wheat stacked over here. I just want you to know. I was looking for a wheat villager trade. I'll take it. Yeah, buddy. Alright, that's pretty much all of it. Pretty much all of it. Alright, I have a bunch of wheat for you. Mm-hmm. Right? And that'll upgrade him? What a deal! Now look, he'll make strawberry and tomato seed trades. Well, that's not terrible, but yeah, I'm gonna need more wheat. But that got me a few emeralds. Not an ideal amount, not a ton, but a few. How many do I actually have back home? I love that instant teleport. I only wish it would put me inside my base. It's all right. There's other teleporter options that we'll get to. There are. How am I for wheat besides this? I mean, I have a few more stacks, but that's not enough to get me all the emeralds that I need. Because we only have 16, so we're a quarter of the way there. So not quite where I need to be. So we might want to look into doing a little something to make us have more wheat. We'll see. Or, you know, find more emerald sources. I think there were a few places we could look into getting emeralds, right? There's some biomes where emeralds are found, that kind of thing. But I think it's wrapping up point for now. So what we'll do is we'll save our monster balls. Once we build up enough... I mean, we could always try it, obviously, with another villager, too. We could do the whole cycle your things thing and use another lectern to make another one and see if it moves. But I don't want to lose that sharpness 5, because I want to put that on my sword. Because osmium, the Tetra swords are neat, the Tetra tools. It's like... It's like Tinker's, but you can use enchants. So this thing's already a really good weapon. If I throw an enchant on this thing, it'll be an even better weapon. And I can put sharpness 5 on it. We just need to get the book from the dude. So, for now, Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. A little bit more tech progress. Just got into our first magic/tech mod, depending on who you asked. And we'll have a lot more stuff to check out as these episodes roll out. So, for now, take it easy, guys.